Hi everyone, this is Coach Marcus once again, coming from Agape Bowling Academy channel. Okay, today is gonna be the overviewing of accessories. Once again, we are going to thank e-signature for providing us all these great, wonderful accessories for us to have an overview with them. And for today, it's still gonna be the metal guards. As you can see in the market, there are so many metal guards, and e-signature carries so many different models, different brand. For today, it will be Storm, the very renowned brand where they always produce many nice and good bowling balls, and they also produce guards. So today we'll be showing you 3 different Storm guards, and I will explaining to you further. First is the C2 wrist brace, second is the C4, and the third is the universal wrist brace. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the C2 wrist brace. I'm going to unbox it and explain to you how these guards work. So here is the C2 guard by Storm. Based on the first look and impression of it, it's very similar to the Gizmo, where it's very light. Not a lot of padding, as you can see, very similar to the Gizmo. But one interesting thing about this guard is the mechanism. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain how you're gonna get more cup or less cup is by screwing the screw here. 0 being neutral, as you can see over here, and 3 being the most cup. So I'm just gonna make it the highest amount, which is 3, and then you have to push this thing downwards so it can maintain the cup that you require. So it looks like that. Okay, side view, top view. One of the common problem or things that bowlers who wear guard faces is that they always need to remove their guards to take their spares when they bowl. But for this guard, it has a very special function, which is that you can push this thing back away from the cupping device, and then it will be back to neutral. So for bowlers, they do not need to remove the guard to take their pin 10 spares or their pin 7 spares. So it's a very convenient, saves you some trouble from taking out the guard and putting back again for their first shot. Next is the device to adjust for the tilt. Actually, most guards have this similar circular ball device to unscrew it, and you can turn left and right depending on the amount of tilt you want. Same thing, 0 being neutral, 3 being the most tilt you can get. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to neutral, and this is the C2 guard by Storm. Next, I'll move on to the C4, and I'll explain to you in more detail. So this is the C4 by Storm. Okay, first impression, it looks very complicated because of the huge device here. Also, it looks similar to the rev-x, as it has more padding, comparing it to the C2, which has lesser padding. And also, the C4 is slightly shorter comparing to the C2. So for those who do not need too much support for the back of the palm, you can consider the C4 because it's shorter and has more padding. So I just go straight to the device, the mechanism over here. It has a similar thing with the C2, where you can push it up to get a neutral position, where bowlers do not need to remove their guards to take their spares after their first shot, and pushing it back down to get the cup that you require. Okay, so how do this device work? First, you have to pull this lever up, so this mechanism will shoot up, and this will be at the 7th joint, so which is the most cup you can get from this guard. So how you lock this device will be pushing it back down. So now you have the cup that you need. So there's 1 being the neutral position and 7 being the most cup. So if you, let's say you want to get 4, you just have to push it back to number 4, which is right here, and you just have to lock it. And then now you have slightly lesser cup compared to the previous one. How you gonna adjust the tilt for this guard will be the same thing. You have to unlock the lever first, and then you can just twist it left and right. Okay, 0 being neutral, 2 being the most tilt for left and for right. Okay, so that's the C4, and now I'll be showing you the universal wrist brace. So this is the universal wrist brace. Why is it universal? It's because both left and right handers can use the same guard. So comparing it to the C2 and the C4 earlier on, those have catered guards for right handers and left handers. Okay, for the first impression of this guard, is actually very light. It's in fact lighter than the C2. And also the device or the mechanism here to adjust the amount of cup and tilt is very easy and simple. So you can see, I'll just show you that there's very little padding inside. And this is how you adjust the amount of tilt and the amount of cup. Okay, so 1 being neutral, 7 being the most cup. So you just have to press this button, and then you can shift downwards to 7, and you'll be stagnant at the amount of cup you get. So it looks like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna press it back to neutral and show you the circular device here to adjust the amount of tilt you want. 0 being neutral, 3 being the most tilt. So it's either to the right or to the left. So I'm going to put it back to neutral and lock it. Lastly, the most important function about this guard comparing to the C2 or the C4 is that it's not movable. So you see, it's actually just one piece. There's no joint over here that you can adjust the front part of your hand, so you cannot move. Okay, so this is the universal wrist brace. That's all for the storm guards. I hope you have understand and learned something new from today's episode and know the differences between the rev-x, the gizmo, and the storm guards. If you are interested in getting one of them, just head down to e-signature at Orchid Country Club, and there will be enough stock for you to choose from, and there are also sizes. So I'll see you in the next overview of accessories.